If I am analyzing the Bitcoin demand, it is telling us a very, very dangerous story. And yes, if I'm also including the timings of this exact Bitcoin bull market, it is currently clearly telling us we should start to get a little bit worried. And yes, I will give a big update on my trades because I personally think this correction towards the downside is not over yet. And that most likely we're going to be experiencing some more pain. So on today's update video, of course, I'm going to be exactly break this down here. I'm going to be talking about the most important levels of support for Bitcoin, the levels where I think Bitcoin is going to be moving towards, the most important trend lines we currently should be watching, and of course, much more, including my analysis on Ethereum, what I think is going to be happening with the altcoin market, and so much more here. So don't forget to once again slap on that like button back above. 1,000 likes will be highly appreciated, and let me jump straight away in today's update video. So first of all, a couple days ago, or last Friday, we got this major correction towards the downside. And on 2 days ago in the video, I basically said we were creating this bullish divergence. We're most likely going to be bouncing. We exactly got this bounce here. And then here, of course, I once again told you, I am ultimately expecting Bitcoin is going to be moving down further. So far the predictions have been perfectly playing out there. And now my basic prediction is here that I think Bitcoin is going to see a bigger continuation towards the downside. And if I just purely analyze all the previous times we got these major flash crashes due to tariffs or whatsoever, guys, we usually tend to see like 9 out of the 10 times that the wicks on the lower side get filled up here. This is losing liquidity, and this is ultimately going to be filled up here. So that is also one of the predictions I am personally making right now here. And on that next time, we're going to be seeing that bigger dump towards the downside and fill up that lower side liquidity. I am going to be opening new long trades here. Of course, I already shared this trading setup in yesterday's video. I also broke down this exact trading setup in my VIP Telegram group here. So guys, of course, if you want to be staying up to date on all my trades here that I'm currently going to be opening, make sure to join the VIP Telegram group here. It is very simple to do. It is by using the second link in today's video description to join it. And of course, then you're going to be staying up to date on my trades. And soon over there, I will be releasing the copy trade feature. So you can exactly copy my trades here if you are interested in that here. But basically right now, I am expecting a little bit of a bigger downwards momentum phase is going to come for Bitcoin. And honestly, if I'm purely looking at this current consolidation phase on Bitcoin and basically the 4-year cycle on Bitcoin, I am a little bit worried because what we can currently see clearly is that demand is currently fading. And this is something that usually tends to be happening during bull markets. And whenever demand is clearly going to be shifting, this usually starts the prolonged period of a bear market. And yeah, this is something I truly want to be showing you this because this is pure on-chain data. This is pure the data that is telling us a story where the market is currently at here. But we're currently seeing fading demand. And this happened obviously at the end of the 2021 bull market. This happened at the end of the 2018 bull market. These are things that happened in many previous bear markets as well here. So guys, this is something to take very seriously. And I do want to be mentioning the fact here, I don't want to be flipping everyone so bearish here, but this is just realistic data. If we are looking at the exact timings of the Bitcoin bull market, we don't have long left here before historically the Bitcoin bull market should be ending. So I do want to be warning you out there right now that this is not the best time to be going all in towards positions right now here. This is the time to be a little bit more cautious. And that is, of course, also why I have set up these levels about a 13% correction lower. Because personally, where I want to be accumulating is not over here right now in towards my long positions, but rather over here. And of course, look for a slight little bounce here and then set my stop loss and profit, right? So that is personally what I am going to be doing here. Of course, everyone has to have their own strategy. But this is my strategy right now here. The market is clearly looking quite risky. And if we're actually going to be comparing this top we created at the end of 2024, it looks very similar. Once again, a somewhat of a double top structure we also created right here. Somewhat of a double top structure again here. So this is, of course, something to very much look out for. And remember, the last time we got this, we saw a prolonged downward sloping move here before then once again seeing a big push towards the upside. So another consolidation phase towards the downside could be happening right now here. So yeah, once again, I want you to be paying attention towards these things here. And basically to give you a little bit more clarity about where I then right now opened up my Bitcoin long positions. It is obviously at that lower side of that wick here, but also a little bit along the way down here, because this way I'm basically going to be scaling in towards my positions a little bit better here. But basically what I'm looking at the levels is 100 to about $98,000 and 93,000 US dollars as well as the worst case scenario target for Bitcoin. And basically what I think here is that the 93,000 US dollar level, that is for sure going to be providing a lot of support here. That is this range right here, like you can see in the market. But I already think that personally, I already think that 98,000 US dollar level, a very big level of significance. You can also see it last time around. Once we broke above it, we saw a big push towards the upside. Here we flipped it into support. So yeah, I do think that level is already going to be providing very strong support for Bitcoin. And ultimately, that 100,000 US dollar level I talked about is also corresponding with this 50 weekly moving average that basically every single time for the Bitcoin bull market, how long it has lasted, provided major support here. And in my opinion, whenever we confirm the break below this level, that is going to be the confirmation a bear market is ultimately starting. But as long as we're going to come back towards this level, I do think we're going to be getting a strong bounce. I'm not saying we're going to go to all-time highs again here, but I do think we could be getting a very strong bounce from off this level. And that is why I want to be longing it. And also, a little bit later in this video, I will give you an update on my Ethereum trade. But guys, I want to be quickly mentioning, if you are interested in trading on WeX, it is by far the cheapest exchange out there. If you sign up an account, use the link below here, because then you will get a 25% fee rebate. Make sure to sign up an account, use that first link below. And on top of that, guys, they're giving away more than $30,000 in deposit bonuses. And also, you can get a free $100 US coupon by binding your phone number and email. So that is, of course, super valuable, and it's only available using that first link in today's video description. So make sure to check it out. It's definitely very, very valuable here. Then I want to also give a quick update on my other orders I currently have set up here. And that is, of course, on Ethereum. On Ethereum, I've got my orders a little bit more packed up here. And basically, the level where I'm interested on buying is 3,400 to about 3,300 US dollars. And that is also corresponding with this level right here of big support for Ethereum. But more importantly, if you're zooming out here, you can see this is, of course, the sweet spot, in my opinion, to go in towards leverage positions. First of all, we're going to then fill up the wick here, which is, of course, a lot of liquidity that's laying there in the market. And ultimately, I do think this is going to be providing the major bounce and support for ETH right there. So yeah, that is of course the zone I'm currently looking for, and that is where I want to be going quite heavily in towards my positions. Then Ethereum is ultimately still trading in a bull flag pattern. I do think it is looking quite good here if we're zooming out on the bigger time frames. But of course, I do want to be mentioning the fact that we are currently sitting at the end stage of the cycle. This cycle is clearly once again different than the previous ones here. But of course, I do want to be mentioning, of course, the fact that personally, in my opinion, for Ethereum, it is too risky to open up now long positions on this big level of support. I do clearly recognize this is a very important level of support, but in my opinion, the big zone of support is going to be this Fibonacci level. This is not only where we got majorly rejected from last time around here, which started the bear market for ETH, but also right here, this has been a very critical level for ETH right here. Also, this started to move towards the upside. So yeah, personally, I think this is going to be a clear level where the risk is most certainly very low and where the expectation of a bounce is extremely high here. So that was it for me in today's update video already. It was definitely a little bit of a shorter video, but this is all I can currently say for the market. I mean, I truly hope Bitcoin is already going to be bouncing higher, but personally, I am just not expecting it. And that is why, of course, I remain to be long on my spot position. But for my leverage trades, I'm a little bit hedging myself and waiting for that next drop lower here. I mean, this is at least what the charts are telling me right now here. And yeah, this was it for me in today's update video. Subscribe to the channel, slap on that like button. And of course, guys, we are going to be trading this account from $1 million to $10 million. But one thing that you really need for trading is, of course, patience. So we're right now still sitting at 1.1 million, but ultimately, my goal is to trade to $10 million. I'm going to be showing you exactly how we'll be doing it here on the channel. Subscribe to the channel and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.